26th of February. I'm still in Germany, Osnabrück, and I was arranged to a men's shelter by a social worker, by a male young social worker in Osnabrück, Brunswick Street 10th, which is recommended by another two social workers in another accommodation. And this is after I came here, I discovered this is actually a men's shelter. How I discovered that, I'll show you. Very rare that a women's shelter has or both gender shelter have something especially for men. So I believe this. So I believe this is a men's shelter, and I'm under hidden camera as usual, and also some frequency attack devices here. And when I came here last night, I fell into sleep very quick, and then in the morning, this morning, I found my bottom part, the area around my vagina, and then my anus feeling very hurt, and then a little bit painful, especially when in contact with water while I did showering. And it is regularly happened in different accommodation which arranged by the social worker. A network of social worker in Osnabrück and in other place was affected by the smell campaign in Roma sent from the Caritas social worker in the Bramsche asylum camp. A group, the social worker leader and the doctor in the Bramsche asylum camp have been approached by the Hong Kong police through the UK police and then the German police. A police station near the Berlin airport had been infiltrated by the Hong Kong police, and then from that specific state police station near the actually they have the station in Berlin airport. From that police station, and then they spread the smell campaign to different police station in in Germany. Then whenever I went to a police station to seek help, they have a stalker. I have stalker connecting these different policemen in different stations, and then they form a network. And now even the Osnabrück Central Station police, they have a network there. That's why they try to make trouble of me. And then this police back up with the false accusation by the UK police, telling lie to the immigration officer, LAB officer, Monica Browell. Monica Browell is the coordinator to tell lie to different government officers in Germany. So whenever but because my document has her name, whenever police or different officer call her, she tell different lie according to the propagandist from Hong Kong, and Li Chanwin, and then it turned out that the smell campaign and the rumor spread from false accusation by the UK police and also the UK social worker in two specific homeless shelter, which is St. Martin and the St. Mango. So this social worker connected by the stalker, that is undercover Hong Kong police pretending to be pro-democracy young people. They connect with the Berlin Ukraine arrival camp, one of the immigration officer who especially worked for my case. And this immigration officer arranged me to Bramsche, and then Bramsche, the Hong Kong police already invest a lot of money in the social worker that is managed by Caritas. The leader of the social worker in the Bramsche camp believes that I am a sex criminal because she believed in the UK police, and then she spread the lies through the Caritas social worker to different social worker, and then they form a network. And this at every accommodation or shelter I go, I will deal with young male social worker because they believe that I may sexually abuse, harassing the female social worker, because this narrative go and change according to my response to the social worker. And more seriously, that there was a lawyer from Taiwan who I met her just for 5 minutes. She became the person to smell campaign me in Germany through the network of Taiwan undercover police to this network of undercover police in Germany. And then this lawyer, who she believed I am a Chinese spy, work with the fake pro-democracy camp young Hong Kongers, who is a criminal or undercover police. Then they spread the rumor about me harassing young women. So the same situation happened in UK, Edinburgh, and then Taipei, and then now in Germany. What happened is that the Hong Kong police and the criminal, and then my political persecutor, that is Alex Yuan, who arranged local criminal through the undercover Hong Kong police to sexually assault me. And then I report to the police, and then I found women's shelter. I can never find a real women's shelter, but a homeless women's shelter. When I stay in homeless women's shelter, or at one time I stay in Taiwan women's shelter, and then the social worker arranged me to a room with a young woman. Every time there were young women around me, and then in each accommodation, each shelter, after a few days, they asked me to leave because they told another story, like they found that I'm not eligible to stay in this shelter. It was happened in Edinburgh and in Taiwan. And then after they told another story about the situation and get me left the accommodation, and then I start under attack. And in Edinburgh case, they arranged me to a men's shelter like this one. This is a men's shelter. That means there were young women complain about me. Okay, then complain about me, and then the social worker in this abuse network, they spread the rumor about someone's women complain about me, maybe grooming or sex harassing them. Even though each time I send my situation or the risk of being under false accusation to the police, but the police interview me about the sex crime is actually under the network from the Berlin airport, the state police from the Berlin airport. They form a network of police, and the social worker in the network, usually those arrange me in a place for sexual assault, a young male social worker. It's almost the same. So very few situation that I was arranged by a female social worker and under sexually abuse. It is usually. So I met every time the smell campaign or the shelter that I got abused is under the arrangement of the male social worker. And then this worker in SKH and in characters, they confirm with each other with the rumor and smell campaign from the stalker of undercover Hong Kong police. And what happened is that I will stay in a very unsafe environment. In last accommodation, I put a very heavy cupboard at the door to avoid people to come to my place. And then the first night in last accommodation, the rapist enter, the sexual abuser enter from the window, and then I locked the window with a string, and they could come. And then the social worker asked me to leave. And now here, last night I got very serious sexual assault. I couldn't see the abuser because they used drug numbing agent. I had already asked the UK, the police in charge of my case to arrange me to the hospital, but he didn't reply me. I need to do blood test to make sure the drug in my body numb me, and then I couldn't see the abuser. Because if I go to the hospital by myself, I will be abused by the doctors, because the stalker has a very high network of doctors in Hong Kong. They have an international network of doctors, and they will tell the doctor that I am a sex criminal, she is a sex criminal, abuse her. That happened in the UK. And then the doctors will arrange psychiatrists and then do and then did crazy making. I've been facing this kind of situation. It is political persecution in the name of sex criminal. So what I want to show is that how the tricky things happened in this accommodation. So I have no choice but come back today, and this window is very tricky because, as you see, this can be opened like this. Okay, then if I want to use a string to lock this to lock this window, there's no way I can do it, because there's a wall here. If I want to lock this window, I have to have something here to click it, so that the criminal cannot open the door in this way. They cannot open the door in this way. They cannot open the door in this way. If the direction to protect myself must be here, but there's no way I can did it. So it is very tricky that because in the last accommodation I can do this, because there's another handle here. In the last accommodation, there's another handle here, and then I wrap it, and then the criminal cannot came. But now this window, I couldn't protect myself. And then the other window, there is very tricky. There is a storeroom here, which I believe this room not belong to the this room did not belong to the homeless person. I believe this room belonged to the security guard, and then he left, and then he gave the room to me for this abuse. That means before I came here, the social worker had this room in his hand, but he pretend to check others, but there's no other available, and he arranged this. But actually, this building and this accommodation have been contacted for especially for this sex abuse, and it is even that means the social worker or the network of abuser, that they knew very well about each accommodation, how I cannot protect myself. So it's very tricky, because it is a very close-knit network of people to know each accommodation, so that they can arrange me to be here, and then I couldn't protect myself, you know. And I believe this is the room for security guard instead of homeless person, and this is the another door. So it is the same. It opens on this way, in this way. So I have no way to protect myself. So I put a bottle of water here. So it was very it is from the it is for the kidney, so it will be very sleepy if the abuser opened the door, opened the window, and then the water came over, and then the whole floor will be, I will add more water, and then the whole floor will be very, very sleepy, because there's chemical here, there's detergent here. They need to spend time to clean here a lot. And then, yes, that's just the way I can do to protect myself. So for this window, how I try to protect myself, I will do this. Okay, there's something like this, and then I put this in YouTube. I don't mind because there's hidden camera in this room, so I can just like that. In case the abuser, the sex abuser came enter open this window, so he must cut this string or unplug this string. But if he left with this window, then he couldn't reconnect this in this way. If he left in this window, the only way he can make it the same like this is to use the key to open this window, the door. There's a key here. I can lock the door with a key. So the only way the criminal can left everything intact is to use the key. So if the criminal use the key, then he must come over through the main door. Or the window of this bathroom. So but anyway, from whatever place he enter, he must have the key. He must have the key. So if he has the key, that means someone gave him, or it is done by the person who knew this place very well. And then there's another room the security guard did not give me to stay, which is this room. And this room, it is similar to have the kitchen, and then but there's it seems like there's only one window there and smaller than this one. I believe this place is not a place for homeless people. It is a place for the security guard or certain kind of staff here. So the guys leave because there is some stock here, food stock here, and I don't think the shelter will provide this kind of food here. It belongs to someone, and maybe I am wrong, but it is quite unusual. So this is all I can protect myself by filming this, and I can do nothing because it's now the smell campaign about me being a sex criminal is stopped. Usually it means that women in other women's shelter have been complaining about me, something related to sex, and then the social worker found this reason, especially the male social worker found this reason to abuse me, like they are punish someone. How this happened is because it's based on me watching a few points. It is just a few times. In the last 10 years, I've been filming by the Hong Kong police since 2015. After 2014 political movement, they start to install hidden camera in my home. I don't know. And then they film my sex activity. A few times they film me watching porns, which I want to release stress. And it was especially when I went away to Fiji, they installed hidden camera in an apartment, and then as I remember, it was in an air conditioner which facing my bed, and then I was watching porn because it's really strong stress. That was 2000. It was 7th of March in 2020, a few months before the pass of national security law, and I went away over a year in exile. I went away from Hong Kong on 23rd January 2019 because of extensive smell campaign like this now, but it was they didn't have any evidence until they got me watching porn just a few times, and then they start to send me a fabricated story because my background I was a lesbian for 29 years. They used my background to fabricate a story, paying women, young women, to tell lie, and then tell lies, and then they did some setup like they pay women changing clothes in front of me and then watching and then filming me. Some women they um, wearing some very tight leggings or whatsoever, and then they suddenly walk in front of me. Then they feel me like I'm following them. So a lot of the and now they just put some very nude photos on the on my on my social media, and then they use the camera to film me watching these things, and this is all fabricated, and then this video will be this evidence, this fake evidence, this setup will be sent to the social worker and police to as evidence that I am a sex criminal. But no, it's all set up and abuse. And till now, there has never have any police interrogate me about any sex crime. Even they set me up many times, and I'm happy to go to the court to defend for myself. I hope social worker can encourage the women who complain about me to report to the police immediately, and then establish a case, and then I can go to the court, and then I can be arrested by the police, and then I go to the court to defend for myself. Now it is a network of police and social worker. I think a few of them under huge amount of bribery, and then they follow the instruction. There's a central of people which is pretended to be democracy camp. Naturally, they are undercover Hong Kong police and a group of criminals now working behind to give evidence to the social worker to get them believe it is a punishment on me, but actually it is abuse. It is very serious abuse, and I will give the name of the social worker involved in this abuse to the police, and it is very serious. And I hope it won't be a repeat again, because in Edinburgh, at the time I was in Edinburgh, the same tactics happened. I didn't know. I let the people abuse me, and I didn't know what happened, and I couldn't find any help. Until now, police and social worker, they were actually isolating me for this assault. Every police station I go, I report sexual abuse, and then they interview me, but they never help me to break the isolation. My phone is hacked, my email are hacked. I can never connect to the people who can help me. Until now, today, I went to different places and I couldn't find help, because, for example, today I went to a newspaper, the largest newspaper in Osnabrück. The receptionists were told not to let me connect with the editorial. The receptionist was told I need to have email and then the phone number to contact with the reporter. The receptionist is under bribery, and then I can never contact one reporter in the last 6 years. It is impossible. Why they dare to do this? Because I am isolated. I hope you can spread this video. It is Germany. I hope it won't happen again in Germany. And I'm in a very serious sexual assault situation every night. I didn't touch any woman. I didn't even uh, watch them eye for eye. It is all fabricated. It is political propaganda. The Hong Kong government invests a lot of money in persecuting me. Why? Because they want to tap into the 130 billion um, national security fund. They use me, they exaggerate my influence, and then they can use me to get the money from the national security fund, and then they can make money by persecuting me. So this is why they invest huge amount of money in persecuting me, and because they can at the same time they can connect with different police and social worker. So far as I observe, it is usually police usually under 35, age 35. The police who um, fabricate a story in their report, usually under 35. And it is rational to the young uh, yellow ribbon, young political activists rise in 2019 in Hong Kong. I am now just like in political, in just like in another kind of cultural revolution in Hong Kong, and then they spread it in Europe. And the social worker who arranged me to this kind of accommodation for abuse, mostly a young male social worker aged under 35. And then the women who arranged to tell lie, usually looking like innocent and weak. And there was very young woman looking weak and innocent following me from a different part of accommodation. And I had report oral rape to Handover police, and it seems like he didn't um, want to make it a case, and I'm afraid that he will drop this case by misinform the prosecutor. But anyway, I will work. I will try to get the evidence to the prosecutor. How can one person like me handle different aspects of abuse? And so I need your help, and I need your help to spread the my case, my story to other people, as many as possible, so that I can get help. Thank you very much. I think it seems like very difficult, but I feel like if it just becomes serious and I have a lot of evidence that I'm under abuse and isolation, I think it's not that difficult to find help. Thank you very much. Bye bye.